They said they didn't have lettuce. That's lettuce.
Those fucking liars.
They lied to me.
Oh, hello there.
Hey.
I didn't even notice you. Welcome to Movie Reviews in Cars with Taco Bell.
We're trying a new segment. We'll see if it catches on.
It'll probably be a one-time thing.
Yeah, I doubt it's catching on, but we can try it. Why not?
Yeah, so we just saw the latest big-budget porno film by Trey Edward Schultz, I believe his name is, and he did a film called Krisha. Have you seen it?
Nope. Never heard of it.
I didn't really care for it too much. It just really came across as a film that was more of like a, hey, look what... Oh, God, maybe the Taco Bell's getting to me.
Maybe you shouldn't have eaten.
It's more of like a film that was kind of like, hey, look what I can do with a camera. A camera.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for it. I didn't think there was enough substance. It was more of a style over substance film. Mm-hmm. And I don't really care for those kind of movies. I do in rare occasions, like the Neon Demon. I think that was
the first one
that was a great one.
Yep, I like it.
So we just saw It Comes at Night. I know you don't really have a full opinion on it yet.
I'm working on it.
I don't really think we really do yet, but I have pretty much an idea of what I thought of it. I didn't see a trailer. You didn't see a trailer.
Nope, completely blind. Didn't see a teaser. Didn't see anything.
I only saw the poster,
and
that's kind of the only idea I had for the movie was just the poster, and I saw some words on Twitter, like I saw some promoted stuff.
I saw that it was like a horror thriller genre. And
I
mean, horror thriller genre, you got me hooked. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'd always love to see a good horror movie, good thriller movie. Those are my favorite kind of movies in my opinion, my favorite kind of movies.
I'm a big fan of horror movies. I love horror movies, especially
done right. A horror movie done right is one of the best.
Nothing pisses me off more than a bad horror movie. And nothing makes me happier than a good horror movie.
Agreed.
But I don't know if this really qualifies as a horror movie, because I didn't think it was scary at all, and I don't even think it should be a scary
I'm really
movie.
trying to figure this out, because I'm looking through some reviews and people are telling me that it's terrifying, and there was not a single time where I was like...
Scared?
Scared. I wasn't scared.
Now, it was creepy. I definitely thought there was some creepy
It was
imagery.
intense at parts, and it was definitely like weird and kind of out there, but I was never like scared.
It was kind of scary through the tension of the film.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
I feel like... there were times where I got goosebumps towards like the third act, but there was nothing that was like, when you watch a movie like The Conjuring and you're terrified or something, there's nothing like that in this film, I would say. Nothing even close, really.
Very slow-paced, slow-burning film.
Very slow-paced.
Yeah. What I did really like about this film was the very little use of light. It was a totally dark film.
Yep.
Except for like uses of flashlights and stuff like that, or lanterns, and I thought that was really good. I thought that was really creepy. That's when like most of the scary stuff happens.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's kind of scary through the tension of the film. There were some times where I was on the edge of my seat. But yeah, not a scary film. For some reason I had this idea in my head that there was going to be a monster that kind of comes around at night.
I thought so.
And then I realized it was like, oh, it's a sick movie, and that kind of threw me for a loop. Didn't really care for that. That it's just another sick movie. I thought the acting was across the board
really
was pretty good.
Yep, good.
Joel Edgerton obviously was the standout
Love
to
him.
me.
He's great. He did a very good job.
The first act of the film I thought was tremendous. I thought it was really good. I was totally into it. It had my attention. And then we got to the second half, where I dare say it started to get uplifting as it became more lighthearted.
Yeah, it was definitely a tone shift.
There was would you say it was a major tone shift or just a small tone shift?
It was enough to notice.
It was enough to notice.
I don't notice as much like that, but it was enough for me to notice.
Yeah.
Like I could tell, you can tell when the first act ends and the second act begins. Like there's no like, I don't want to say that it's like choppy, but there's definitely like a point where it switches.
Yeah, and that kind of threw me off for a little bit. And I thought that was going to be like, oh, it could be a setup for a really dark third act,
which is what I thought as well.
Yeah, but if you know me, you know that if there is an ambiguous or unsatisfying ending, it just ruins it for me. And this falls into that category of not necessarily ambiguous. Well, there is obviously some ambiguity, but you get the picture from the last shot of what had happened.
Yeah,
and it was just kind of like, I felt very brushed over, like, oh God, we got to end this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like that was the earned ending it was building up towards.
Because when the movie ended, it continues to like, I feel like it ended a couple times, and not like it. There were just different spots that it could have ended, and like you said, I'm not really sold on the ending that we got, and I don't there's something about this movie that's just not sitting right with me. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that's and I don't know if that's because I expected a completely different movie going in, which is possible, or it's just what we got is not, there's something not sitting right with me.
I'd say that this is one of the most uncomfortable films I've seen since The Witch.
Which could be a thing, that could be
Yeah.
what is, because I love The Witch. I think it's really, really
But to be
good.
fair, I honestly, I loved the mystery and the stuff I didn't know behind the film that I didn't know what to expect was going to be the wrap up of this film.
Yeah.
But then when it was shown what happened, it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, it looks like it's going to keep going, and then it didn't, and I was kind of like, oh, come on, like, I mean, it's a wrap up to a certain thing that happens in the film, but I didn't feel like it was a total wrap up of the whole film, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's really hard to review this without
without spoiling. It's kind of
really
hard. We'll get into spoilers in a little bit, but I guess for a general, if you're going into this thinking it's going to be a horror film that's going to terrify you, it's not.
No.
I'd say it's a fine film, above average. I'd say
I need to sit on it.
the first act I thought was really good.
It's not a bad movie. It's definitely not a bad movie. I wouldn't say. It's just.
It's not bad.
I don't know. There's something not sitting right with me, and I got to figure out what it is.
The
like
first
you were
act,
saying.
I just wish that it kept the same tone and mystery as the first act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they completely it built up this tone that really had me, and then it deviated from it, and I lost it all completely. And then it's almost like in the third act, it had to rebuild it really quickly.
Yeah.
And to gain back what it lost, and I don't know if I
don't
like
think
that.
they needed a second family.
No.
It could have just stuck to the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
When the other family comes in, I think that's when it kind of, I don't want to say drops the ball, but it begins to shake up a little bit.
It juggles it. Yep.
Yeah, and that's when I started to kind of go like, okay, well, it's fine, but it's not what I wanted, and I expected more.
I wanted it to be a lot better than I think it is.
Yeah. I'd say it's above average. If you're going to this thing as a horror film, you might be disappointed, so go in with a different expectation. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what the trailer portrayed this film as.
I know. That's why I was going to go back and watch them.
There are some certain reviews that they're putting out that portray the film as a horror film, which is totally wrong, and that could also affect the film.
I've heard that the marketing's way. From what I've read since we've come to Taco Bell from the theater, I've read that the marketing is off. It's not. It's one of those films where what it's marketed as, it's not the same in the theater at all.
I thought the directing was good. There were some times
I really did like the directing.
Yeah.
There were, and that whole like style over substance thing, I get it, but there were a lot of shots.
I don't say this film was dragged down by that.
But I think there were a lot of shots that looked
kind of
really, really good. There were a lot of like cool uses of like mirrors, and I think that was really interesting. But again, I mean,
he definitely toned it back from. I know you haven't seen Creature, but he definitely toned back the look what I can do with the camera. I mean, it was in there just a little bit.
I mean,
there were some shots that was kind of like,
tell the dude's talent. He's talented.
Yeah, he's good.
He's definitely talented.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the better directed horror films I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I'd say, I don't know if it's been a while since I've seen The Witch, but
I watched it not too long ago, so.
But I don't know. I think The Witch is damn near a masterpiece of a film. I love that film so much.
I do really like The Witch.
It's kind of hard to. It was an A24 film. I'm pretty sure, so you can somewhat.
I love A24.
A24 is the best.
Yep.
But I think this film was fine. Unlike The Witch, I don't think this one will stick with me that much.
No, I don't think it's going to be something that I'm talking about for a long time. Or when people bring up like, oh, what was that, underrated film that like blew you away this year? I don't know if it's going to pop up in my discussion.
I'd say it's worth a watch if you're a fan of technical aspects of film.
Because it's technically
on a small budget. Yeah, on a small budget.
Acting's really good. The camera work is phenomenal. I really enjoyed.
I don't think it was a waste. I don't think it was a waste of time. But I'd say check it out if you're a fan of smaller films with great technical aspects, and definitely if you love a mystery. And I think that's where this film shines, is the creepiness behind the mystery of everything. But
it's one of those ones where it tries to creep you out with what you don't know, as much as with what you do know. And I can appreciate a film like that does stuff like that. You just got to hit the nail completely on the head, and this one might have missed just a tad. It might have just like, where you hit the nail and it's kind of crooked.
Okay, do you want to get into spoilers now?
We can do some spoilers. Sure, why not?
Okay, spoilers.
Yeah, so get off of here if you don't want spoilers.
Do you just want to talk about the ending first?
Yeah, okay.
It could have gone on for me. I mean, I get what they did with the last shot where the boy, obviously they killed him.
Yep.
When he's gone, he's not at the dinner table. I get that. I totally get it. but it could have gone on more for me. If not, just have all of them die. I feel like that would have been a better conclusion, that they just all die.
Well, then I was kind of confused with the so the small child in the other family is infected, and then so the kid touches him and gets infected.
Yeah.
But then after the kid was
How
infected,
people
the
were
mom
infected
was like
shaky.
kissing him and holding him, and I don't think she was infected. You remember the scene where she's like, and she's
how
like,
people
okay,
got infected was a little
confused.
confusing.
I was confused about that. It didn't add up all the way for me.
And I can't tell if it was something airborne, because I noticed he kept checking the hands.
And
the
they
eyes.
had the gas mask.
Yeah, and the gas mask. I don't know how people got infected. I wish that was. Well, I mean, it would have been kind of hard for them to convey, because they were just as confused as we were.
And I didn't want it to be like, oh, we're gonna throw it in your face. There wasn't that scene where one of the families is like, so what's going on? And then he explains everything.
I'm a scientist now.
Yeah, there's never that scene. So I think it's almost on purpose that it's kind of confusing in that way. Like, they want you to be as in the dark as the characters are. Yeah. And I can appreciate a film like that, but for me, it was just kind of weird. It didn't seem like it was the same. Like, everybody got infected the same way. It was kind of different.
One thing I wish this film did, other than I wish it was a monster movie. I wish it was a monster movie.
I really thought it was.
A monster that comes out at night. That would have been great.
But
without the second family, just had to stick to the 3 people.
Yeah, whatever.
There's something that comes at night, and it won't let them leave, no matter if it's day or night. I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of thought was going to happen.
It is a contained thriller, but it's a different kind of contained thriller.
One thing I wish this film did, the scene where where Travis is walking around at night and he notices that the door is open, but he doesn't know that the dog's on the side.
Yeah.
And they're having the dinner discussion, and they're like, wait, you didn't open the door? Mm-hmm. I wish they were kind of like, oh, fuck, is there something in the house right now?
Yeah, like something opened the door.
Yeah, is there something in the house right now?
Like, when the other parent is like, you didn't open the door, and then he goes, you swear you didn't open the door. I thought there was something completely else.
They're like, oh, well, then who did? Is there something in this house? That would have been great.
And at that point, they had already explained the whole infected thing, so I even thought, like, maybe there's an infected person that I didn't. I was like, there's got to be something in the house.
What is the meaning of "it comes at night"?
I don't know.
I didn't know
what comes at night, because
it seemed like it all came around any time of the day.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah. I didn't understand.
The terror comes at nights when you
maybe
don't know
I
what's
guess.
going on. I don't know.
I guess. Yeah. What was that? What was the other thing I was gonna say? Yeah. Other than oh yeah. The scene where Will is beating up Joel Edgerton's character, and the wife lets him get like 5 good punches in before she's like,
he keeps hitting him, and then she goes, oh well, now I should probably
kill
him.
Is she gonna go? Was she just like stop? Was he just gonna go? Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
I'm
I'll
done.
leave.
After the 5th shot,
no, he's like kicking the shit out of him. And
I know.
And
I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Although I liked after that was the part that I was talking about where I did get chills, is where she's like freaking out after he shoots her kid. Mm-hmm. That was not terrifying, but it didn't sit well with me. It was really disturbing.
It was chilling.
That gave me chills. Definitely not the very end, but right and before the very end gave me a significant amount of chills.
This would have been a better short film.
I agree. Yeah. I really agree. Yep.
Yeah. Overall, an above average film. Kind of disappointing. I wish it was something else, but it's kind of hard to flack a film for that when you don't really know what to expect.
I don't want to fall into the trap where I don't like this film because it's not what I expected.
Yeah,
and I maybe I'm falling into that trap.
I just think it could have been better.
But I definitely think that it could have been better. Yep, I agree with you completely.
Yeah,
there's so much more that they could have done with the story and with the film that I think was just kind of either glossed over completely, or like they kind of just said a sentence or two about it, or they just completely evaded from
as soon as it starts to drop the kind of mystery, unsettling, dark tone, it kind of started to lose me a little bit.
It goes, not dare I say a downward spiral, but it had me up here, and then it slowly kind of it's almost like the downhill, and then when it tried to come back up, it didn't reach back up to where it had me in the first act.
I hate to check my phone during films, but I found myself looking at my phone. Not something that I was bored, but I was kind of like, what is this building up to? What point in the film are we in? Because
I don't want to say bored, but there were definitely times when I was watching this film that I was kind of taken out of, I'm in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like there's that moment where you're kind of taken out of it, and it's not as engaging as you want it to be.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else to say about it?
No, I don't have a score right now. I'm definitely going to think about it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to sit on it. I'm probably write a letterbox review for it tonight. So if you want my full in-depth, or ours, I'm sure you will too.
I'll definitely write one.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I probably forgot something, or I just need to think about it more. But I'd say this is probably how I'm gonna feel about this movie for now.
Yeah, and it's almost a movie that I don't want to say like, oh, I want to go out and rewatch it, but it is a movie that I would like to in the future see again through a different eye. Yeah. Because right now I feel like I saw it through what I wanted it to be, and then I would like to watch it again and see it for what it is after I already know what the film is about. And I don't know if that's going to change my opinion or anything, but it is something that I'd like to do. Once it's out of theaters, I probably won't go see it again.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, this is not one of those films where I go, I want to see it again to see if I'd like it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I really don't think I will. I
don't think
I'll change.
Seeing it again sometime in the future, but for now,
I agree. Yeah. For now, it's just it's fine, I guess.
It's fine. It was fine. Definitely solid in the filming aspect. But that's all I have to say.
Technically great.
Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm done.
Yeah, that's it. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe. That would be nice. Comment below. Let me know what you thought of the film, and we like to read them and even respond. So let us know. Thanks for watching.